What is up, my friends? We are here with a special little Tier 2 tournament, the No One Winner Invitational. My name's Bullskunk, alongside my good friend, Chef Billy. Excited to bring you some console action, starting off with two powerhouses in the Tier 2 scene.
Absolutely, BDE coming in 5-0. We're not sure if they have a bye this week or not, so I was trying to look into that, but I know that they're coming in 4-0, having beaten Lucky Diamonds 3-2 in a thriller that we had in our last cast before Christmas. That was a hell of a series that we didn't know which way it was going to go. In the end, not to be outdone, though, no one is coming in 4-0 on their own, and they are just absolutely slaying the Tier 2 division, or the Tier 2, I guess, what would we call them? Division? There's 4 divisions. I'm looking to see if they are actually in the same one now or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to see them play throughout the regular season, so this is going to be a bit of a treat. This is going to be a first to 3 in our semifinals. This is a single elimination tournament. Both these undefeated teams going head to head. What'd you find out? That was quite the
Aha. Well, it looks like that BDE is in Division 1 and no one is in Division 1 and BDE is in Division 3. So they will not see each other until the playoffs. But if they keep going the way they are right now, we're definitely going to see them clash at some point in the future, right around, spring break time or maybe Valentine's Day. I think that would be about the right time.
Sounds about right.
So, we have seen, we know no one from past tournaments and CGL. We were talking about before we came on air. The first time that I ever saw them when they were a Tier 1 team, they actually played against Danny DeVito Tier 1 in the Danny DeVito Community Open. I remember just getting my ass handed to me by them. And they moved to Tier 2, and they were doing just as well up here. And of course, we saw BDE last week. So we will see who's going to come out on top. This is actually going to be a powerhouse match that I was not expecting the pleasure of having before New Year's.
Oh, and these teams wasting no time, going shield to shield, hammer to hammer right out of the gate. In T6, finding first blood in our Tier 2 matchup. As Big Burrito overextended just a little bit, got caught out by those turrets. And as the point starts to unlock, Walter's going to pick up another kill. And BDE will find first control.
Now, we were really impressed with Still Crowd's performance last week when they were playing against Lucky 13 Diamonds. We were talking about the off-tank role being so important here in the CGL and across all the competitions that you and I are casting. Still Crowd had a freaking fantastic Sigma. Already 73% to a Flux. Not to be outdone, though, Atomic Man is just shredding on this right now. 85% to a first Shatter.
In fact, it's ready to go. It's going to be finding 5 people. The shield of Billowy just was not in the right spot. Billowy tried to rotate around to find an angle and left all of those squishies wide open. Atomic Man read that one like a book and laid down the fattest of shatters.
That is a fatty shatty. It says we have not been able to say that for so long. That's a fatty shatty if you've ever seen one. And I mean, just the one ultimate into it. Lugunk, though, going to be able to maybe address the point here with the coalescence, maybe give them a little bit of extra healing to go in. But look at Autumn swapping over to the fire. They really don't have anything to deal with it, especially since they're running the Symmetra.
Yeah, coming off of the Tracer. Back on the front line, Billy threw down a Shatter, but that one got blocked. Atomic gets the nano boost and proceeds to just cleave through the pack. The Far has managed to pick up 2 kills from the other side, but BDE have the ults to keep this thing under control, and including that sound barrier, things get too hairy. Autumn does eventually get taken down, and it doesn't even look like Big Duck Energy are going to need those ultimates just yet.
No, and I kind of misspoke. I forgot. I did not see that Walter was on the McCree. He's got Deadeye available, so that's going to make life hell for Autumn Canvas moving into this next point. Already 33% towards the barrage, but I mean they're going to launch the Flux right now. That's a huge investment.
Ooh, combined with the Deadeye, the Sky Noon going to pick up a pair of kills. It'll fan the hammer onto Humanoid, and BDE are looking to take a quick 100-0, and they just own that one from the get-go. The composition was better suited. They managed to get on the point first with that clever teleport into the windows we've seen many times before, and no one just had, well, no answer.
And I mean, no answer from no one is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, this is control. We always look at this as the outlier of the maps. However, Martin Brodeur in the chat right now telling me that yes, BDE did have a bye this week, so they went ahead and reported it.
Right.
So that is why they are 5-0.
Look at me, good guess.
I mean,
big brain on the bull skunk.
Woo! I really like the Sky Noon though, but I'm telling you what, any cookie camp, we saw them as a DPS player in our last series that we cast of them, not really letting up here in the ability to take people out with the Grand Ball, landing some massive nades and taking the Pharah out of the sky. So, you know, what we're looking for here, Control Center Brawl, is somebody going to bring out a Junkrat. I'm surprised that we don't see one, but we do see an Echo, and I like the choice there.
Yeah, because I don't see a whole lot on the side of no one to be able to handle that Echo, especially if they can maintain their distance away from the pack, throw in those sticky bombs into a clustered up group of no one. And, well, should be able to farm up that duplicate in no time. Not to mention, that Reinhardt makes for a juicy duplicate target. It's a nice flashbang! And Humanoid taking down the primary threat to those big old tanks of Atomic and Steel Crowd, now off the battlefield. And Big Duck Energy should get first control yet again.
Good, but look at Autumn Canvas building up towards this pulse bomb. That's going to be something that they're going to have to address. The bubbles are going to be huge coming out of Steel Crowd, but we know that in this off-tank department, they're really quite well versed in being able to keep the bubble management up. What I'm looking for at next fight, I mean, you could go Nano into the Ryan, just let him swing away. Look, I mean, giving the heals that they need, Coalesce is available. Probably want to start with that.
Nano boost is online. They indeed are going to open up with that Coalescence. Both support ults, as a matter of fact, available for BDE, but Walter goes down early. Shatter comes out, Atomic's going to get that Nano boost, but around him, his teammates are falling left and right. Humanoid's able to pick up a pair on the outside, including Still Crowd, and despite the combo from the Nano Reinhardt, it's no one finally getting control for the first time this map.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that they've actually are going to be able to get some kind of progress build up. That's a big anti coming in. Burrito being able to cleanse themselves of the status effect there. But, you know, not much follow-up onto it. When we're looking for Pulse Bomb stuck out,
Ooh.
Taking out the main tank. That's good, big push there.
Oh, no, it Splice duplicates a Lucio. I don't think the speed boost stacks. You know, I can't say I've ever tested that one. Double speed boost could be gnarly, but without the Reinhardt there, they are going to drop a sound barrier, but that will fade as soon as the duplicate is gone. Graviton Surge, Death Blossom combo coming up from the other side, and oh no, not even double sound barrier was enough to fend off that Wombo combo.
It's like Gong of Death, and now they have taken their first lead on a map here tonight. They did invest quite a bit into it. They invested the Shatter. They also invested the Blossom, the Sound Barrier, and the Grab. So all they're left with right now is a Coalescence to hold off the aggression coming in from BDE.
Walter's gone off the McCree over to that Reaper for some more up close personal brawl. Immediately coming out with a Shatter and a an anti-nade onto Big Burrito is going to delete them out. Beautiful teamwork from BDE to get that Zarya off the battlefield early. MT6 going to follow up with the kill onto the Reinhardt as well. Oh, but striking back. Any Cookie Cam taken down in the back line. So sustained missing for the tanks. And despite the fact that the tanks went down early on the other side, no one's going to be able to battle this thing back thanks to a beautiful play from Autumn Canvas.
Yeah, I mean, that was some great play from the Tracer. Also, Lugon doing a little bit of a DPS Moira-ing there. Leaving the healing up to a peak on the Lucio. However,
and the Pulse Bomb in the back. That's a quick 3K as 95% and counting on the board. No one have tied us up. They're going to send us over to Night Market. I mean, it's just a little bit of cleanup left on point.
Yep, I mean,
or Gardens, rather. We're going to Gardens.
Autumn, nice little dance there. Loving to see the Moxie coming out of the little Brit. I mean, 2 Pulse Bomb sticks in that map. Pulse God, I mean, this is tier 2. And, you know, you usually don't see that level of wiseness with the Pulse Bomb. You know, generally looking for the flash of the shield from the Reinhardt, but I don't think that Upon McMahon ever saw Autumn Canvas coming in. So, you know, here we go. Map 3. This is big hype for this map now. And I like the fact that we're going to see a little bit of ball action maybe coming out from Billy. I don't remember Billy playing with that on Saga, by the way. It was not Lords. It was Saga.
That's exactly right. I was about to say, I don't remember Billy being on this team for MTT7. What a great addition for no one to add to the squad. Always made a big impact whenever we saw Billy playing in the battlefield in these CGL matches. And now picking up the hamster. This is a great hamster map. Obviously a lot of ledges to work with, but you can instill so much chaos. And you're gonna get Big Burrito on the Sigma and completing the hamster feet composition. Walter finding first blood.
Watch out for the Symmetra though. The Symmetra, once they start getting ramped up, is going to absolutely destroy the shield of Big Burrito. Already having to pull out the res onto Humanoid. I mean, Splice right out, that's gotta be your focus of attention right now.
You got to keep an eye on Autumn from the Pharah as well. As Atomic is going to go ahead and send Billowy back to spawn. MT6 returned in kind. 5v5 left on the point as BDE find first control. Water able to deal with one of the flying characters. Turns around and deals with the second with a little help from Soma. Walter clearing the skies. And now BDE able to focus all their attention on this bridge.
Here comes a little swap out from No One right or from BDE. They're going to bring the Sombra into the mix. So, you know, we're going to be looking to see the hacks onto probably the ball. And if not the ball, then definitely on canvas on this fire once they start getting grounded or lack of jump jet usage.
We'll see how Big Burrito wants to use this Gravitic Flux, because combined with that Barrage, which is now coming online, this could be a nasty combo available. Now the Flux coming out. Sound Barrier's there from the other side of the sleep. It's going to take him down, but indeed they do combo with the Barrage, finding a pair. Despite the wonderful sleep coming out from any Cookie Cam, it's not enough to stop the onslaught, and No One are going to flip this objective.
They finally do get the flip here. But I mean, we're looking to see, you know, how much stagger is going to be able to come through. There it is, 67% gain for BDE. You have 3 ultimates online for both sides, though. So we're going to see what the squad from No One can do. Autumn has got to be careful of any Cookie on this Ana because they are a DPS threat as well. And so you know that the aim is there. You know that the muscle memory is there. They've really got to watch their pathing through this.
Mines split off the forces of BDE as they were looking to circle around through white. But still Crowd's able to keep Billowy at bay momentarily, but got his attention taken off him, gets distracted, and Billowy returns fire. And then the DPS starting to clean up as Humanoid's able to pick up a couple kills in that engagement. And No One can continue to build percentage.
Duplicate is going to be the most important ultimate here coming up for No One in this next fight. I think that if you've got to get something either to sustain through the EMP that you've got, because EMP Shatter or Flux or Deadeye is going to absolutely destroy you. There's the manual hack on ability right now.
Splice took a lot of damage. Walter tried to drop the Deadeye to clear the skies out, but wasn't able to quite find the shot. Lands a couple directs, and still Crowd's able to finish him off with a nice accretion. That's a quick 3 kills here for their BDE as they would come back in. Ooh, res denied with a beautiful flashbang. Shatter coming out from the duplicated Humanoid, who's now pushing in, drops their second Shatter. Oh, that one narrowly dodged. Oh, and wow, talking about dodging a bullet. The duplicate form comes out just before Humanoid's able to complete the charge, which would have smashed Cookie Cam into the wall. As it stands, it's BDE getting the point right back, and now driving off the forces of No One.
EMP is going to win this next fight, absolutely. I mean, they have nothing to defend against it. Maybe the immortality barrier will be able to keep them up for a little bit, but nothing on the plate for them. I mean, you can just pop EMP at any time right now and just absolutely decimate the team. And he's holding on to it so long. Why showing some severe discipline here with the Sombra.
Makes his way back onto the objective. Oh, asleep, a hack, on to Billy Splash, bionated as well. Not a chance for that hamster to stay alive. Going into the back to try to deep dive the Ant Matrix, the EMP comes out. That's gonna find 3, and health bars of No One looking very, very grim indeed. Still Crowd's gonna drop the Flux in as well. Knowing it's 99%, BDE just throw everything at the kitchen sink at this fight, and they're gonna win it handily. Should take our first map, barring some just outlandish play from No One on the back end of this fight. No, we will see no such thing, and we will see No One falling 0-1 in the opening map of the semifinal matchup.
And it's a beautiful match, wasn't it? I mean, that's exactly what you want to see coming out. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see what we see when we see teams come out like this and just start to just lay people down. That's the massive fatty shatty that we were hoping was play of the game, and absolutely cleaned up with it. He just got so much value with that Shatter. The double shield, the Celtic Pride variant of the double shield absolutely laying waste there on Night Market, and I mean Splice has been just pouring out the damage and the real smart gameplay all day. So right now, I mean, it's just a little bit neck and neck. I
Oh.
mean, we this is going to be a fantastic series if that is anything to go off of.
Would expect nothing less from these two teams who are both currently undefeated in their CGL season. I mean, just impressive teamwork all around. The coordination from BDE was awesome. You're seeing the DPS and the tanks coordinate nicely. You know, great bionades coming in from any cookie cam. I mean, right now, any cookie cam is looking to be the big difference maker in my book, Billy.
I mean, the sleeps on the Pharah alone took out Pharah not only on Night Market, but they're on Gardens as well. The big anti-nades coming in, the nanos perfectly timed. So, you know, I mean, just a little bit of difference between these two, but I think that it's going to be a fantastic series. It looks like we're going to go to King's Row. We are on a loser pick next map system here. We'll go Control, Hybrid, Escort, and Assault in our map pools. And yeah, it looks like no one has chosen King's Row. And it looks like they are going to go on to the defense. So BDE deciding that they want to be the aggressors here going into King's Row. I like the aggro.
Well, and that's, you know, winner picks sides. So it is indeed BDE choosing to attack first. And yeah, that is a bold choice, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. You set up a big time, get in the head of your opponents. It also tells me that they've got a good read on the compositions that the defense wants to run. And they, you know, you have the ability to change it up coming out of spawn. But BDE feeling confident. As we're going to head into map number 2. Just a second. Boom, boom. Yeah. Communicate with our people inside the match. Hey, it's good getting back to our roots here, Billy. You know, I mean, like, this is where we started doing these little homegrown tournaments. I mean, like, just direct connect, finger on the pulse right here with the community. I'm already just having a blast, just enjoying this so much.
Right. I mean, this is what we love to do. This is us at our very core. And you know, I just think it's I think it's fine. You know, I love coming back and doing this, and man, I'm just ready for just the blood to spill here on King's Row. I want to see some massively aggressive tank lines going through here and just cleaving away. I want them to clash Ryan to Ryan, Billy versus Atomic. That is my key lineup. I played against both these players back in the CGL when I was still a player. And I can tell you what, Billy and Atomic both gave me massive effing headaches because of just how aggro they could be. And when the coordination was there, my team just had nowhere to go. And I mean, I was a pretty aggro. I was an okay Reinhardt, you know, main tank player for the CGL in Tier 1. But man, these guys are on a different level than I was. And I'm just loving to see the growth that is happening with these two players.
Well, and behind the big shields, keeping a sharp eye on this DPS matchup as well. You know, creating all that space doesn't mean a whole lot if your DPS can't follow through. And that's one thing that no one were definitely able to do with Humanoid and Autumn, both putting up a great show. And I really liked their ability to pick around their opponents, choosing the aerial squad, taking out the Pharah and the Echo, recognizing there wasn't a whole lot to defend against it. And in the end, Walter was able to put up a couple of great shots. Speaking of, we are going to get a sub coming in. Any cookie cam heading over to the DPS role, and Walter coming out. And we're going to get, we got Sopa and Great Mafia now in. So Soma's still in, but Great Mafia coming in now as well.
I mean, who doesn't like a gangster grape?
The gangster
in
grape.
The support role. It's... The gangster grape. Look here, Shane. Meow.
It wasn't.
This is gonna be.
It wasn't the wine. See.
So I will do that voice the entire map.
Oh no! No! No!
I mean, no. There's a little bit of a support difference, if I'm being completely honest. We'll see if any cookie, you know, going back to the DPS role that we know them on, is there going to be a drop off in the ability to stop an aerial threat? Now, we don't see anything coming out as far as aerial threats right now. Autumn coming out on the junk, and we've got the Southern Belle coming out for Humanoid in the DPS department. Classic double shield coming from Billy and Big Burrito. And then Lugunk and Apiothus Pink, who we will now just call Pink from now on, bring out the Bat Bursty.
I still like Apotheosis Pink. Anyway. All right.
We won't mention why 420. But yeah,
I just like funny reads on it. You don't read too much into my read of the name.
Okay, fine.
A lot of spam damage coming out from this defense. So Atomic and company might struggle to close this gap against this double shield spam composition. We'll see how they choose to approach. It looks like they're going around statue right now with Cookie Cam on the Widowmaker. I thought they were just going to go for that initial pick, but it looks like they're going to stick with it here for a minute, Billy.
Yeah, and I mean, the damage right now is not going to be very, very large coming from them. Of course, you have the one-shot potential coming out from any Cookie. Very low there, getting the health back quickly. But look at the ultimates coming up for no one right now. You're close to it. You're coming up on a bomb.
Nice
I think the Dynamite's got to be, the Dynamite's got to be huge for them. And I mean, the bubble management from Stillcrowd is going to have to be what really wins them this race here.
But Humanoid with a clutch opening pick, taking down the Great Mafia. Our Gangster Grape is now back in spawn, and that means Atomic Man doesn't have any sustain. Humanoid lands a nice shot onto the Lucio before finally getting taken care of, but the defense holding tight for now.
Yep, res available as well, and ultimates coming up online for no one. You're going to have Tire here very shortly. Oh, no. Slice in the back line.
Oh, here comes the peel, though. Okay, nice. Just in the nick of time. But on the front line, Atomic and company are pushing through and are starting to claim a lot of space on this objective. Picked up a kill onto Lugnut to boot. Baptiste gone. Tire coming out from the defense to try to shut down this assault. As the Shatter comes through from Atomic, picking up a pair, makes a big charge into Big Burrito, taking the Sigma out of the fight. And that was a clever play in conjunction with MT6's flank. BDE are able to pick up first point.
They should have never picked up that point like that, and that's just great game sense and awareness, knowing that you've got a slow comp coming in. I mean, looking at Atomic right now. He's so low, he's going to go in and drop there. No sustain available to them. And I mean, ultimates coming up right now. You've got Flux for Big Burrito. Big Burrito starting to drop a little bit low there. You've got the Healy coming out from the Gangster Grape. You have both support ultimates. You can push in on this. However, you do have 5 ultimates ready for no one. So that is really going to be a catalyst for them to stay there. But look out for Spice. Where is Spice at?
Oh, right over the top. EMP is going to find quite a few. Now the Graviton Surge holds everybody. Immortality Field down is the follow-up there. Autumn's able to get one. Supercharger out to hold the line. And Bob right there reinforcing it all. Supercharged Bob for the win. That's just tons of value right there out of that set of bongos, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, they did all press the Y button, though. I mean, you invested 3 ultimates in that fight. I'm sorry, 4 ultimates into that fight. So, I mean, you got the value out of it. The Graviton Surge is off the table. That's the big one. However.
And then they trade. That's Observer Curse if I've ever seen one. I looked at 2 DPS, and they both die immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 4-man Shatter coming out. Autumn Canvas getting the Tire out, taking down Soma with the sound barrier in hand. So this is a chance for Nolan to start pushing into the tank lane, start taking back that space.
Yeah, Pink gets that res off, and the Tire comes out just in time to deny the follow-up on Atomic Man Shatter. What a play from Autumn on the Junkrat.
You've got to be holding this Immortality Barrier, though, for Blade from Cookie Camp. You have to. And, I mean, they're going to invest the window into this. And now, will they be able to land anything in it? Are they going to get any value out of this?
Well, I mean, I think BDE are just buying some time right now anyway. They want to get that Nano Boost online. It's a couple with Cookie's Blade. Ideally, we'd get that Graviton Surge built up, but still Crowd's been struggling to find any room to work.
Yeah, and the energy charges has not been there. The left clicks coming in from Stillcrowd also not getting themselves that much closer to their Graviton Surge.
96% on the Nano Boost, and BDE starting to find some room. Some wonderful kiting from no one as they're trying to kind of push back a little bit, try to hold this corner. They don't want to fall all the way back, but now here comes the Blade. Just a dry Blade Grape is not able to find the line of sight to get the nano down, but it doesn't matter. Any Cookie Cam still going to pick up 2, make it 3, looking for the 4th. Runs into the trap of Autumn. Oh no, that could be disastrous. No deflect. Any Cookie Cam lucky to survive is still corralled there with the peel. BDE are about to get that second point on the board.
Yeah, not too soon either. They only have a minute and a half to get it there. There might be a chance for a little bit of a last-minute contest here. You might be able to throw Bob in there.
Maybe.
Nah, I don't think so. I think they're just going to hold it for the last point.
It was close. Like, you could see their thought about it. You can see no one like, well, maybe? If they end up losing Autumn Canvas, Cookie Cam now has some high ground above and is just raining the triple shurikens down into Billy's flash. But a lot of ults on for both sides. Superchargers start things off. I imagine this is going to prompt the sound barrier. Bob thrown in from the defense as well. Splice ends up in the pit. That's unlockers. Didn't quite see how that one happened, but it means one of the DPS off the board. And BDE are just going to wait out this sound barrier, or supercharger, forgive me.
You know, I think that right now, I think Humanoid needs to swap over to something with a beam. Or either that or a big burrito. Here comes the tire coming out from on canvas. Is he going to last anything with the sound barrier out? He gets nothing.
Yeah, the sound barrier kind of falls to waste as well. 3-man shatter coming out. Deadeye from Splice is going to clean it up with 3. Nice combo. Splice gets up a 4th, and Atomic finds a double kill with a single fire strike. That's a team wipe as quick as you like, Billy.
And they do hold on to the Graviton Surge as well. Also, Nano will be available here very shortly from Grape Mafia. So, Flux, it's going to have to be huge. He's going to have to watch out for Grape to not get slept out of it. That is what we're looking for here. Also, Bob almost available once again.
We're going to have, this is the combo I was talking about earlier. We're going to get the Nano Boost with the Graviton Surge in the blade. It's going to be the full Lux Coalescence combo to start things off from the defense, and beautifully executed. Picking up a pair of kills, and BDE aren't able to get their big trio of combos out in time.
Nope, and now we're closing in on 60 seconds left. You still have Bob available to contest last minute. But Blade, Nano, you know, we're looking for Nano Blade here. You could go grab Nano Blade and just wipe the floor.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for that last fight.
Oh my gosh, no one. I mean, this could be the last fight here with any kind of real meaning into it. Autumn trying to get the spam damage in, trying to break the shielding of Atomic Man. He's almost got another Shatter online as well.
And BDE just looking to complete the map right now, because it's going to take until overtime to get this thing home, realistically. Here comes the Nano Blade to start things off. That's 1, that's 2. Bob throwing it on the defense, but it doesn't matter. Any Cookie Cam is able to cut through half the team. Get the follow-up there on the Big Burrito with a little help from your Crusader friends. And that cart is starting to roll in. 5 members on the cart. There should be time for a stall at the end, though, Billy.
Sound barrier and shatter available right now. They've got to get out there. Here comes the charge onto the point.
Oh!
He gets booped away.
Did he fall in the pit? No, he does make it into the back. Sound barrier's out, and it's a big 4-man shatter. Splice is going to throw it on the Deadeye from behind and take Big Burrito off the playing field. Overtime Wick is starting to burn. Still 4.5 meters left to go. MC6 picks up their second kill. Gets the third with a little help. And indeed, BDE will find all 3 points, but it took until overtime to make it happen.
Yeah, and that's a good bit of momentum that no one could take into their pocket here right now, is that if they complete, you know, with any meaningful amount of time, they'll get the only chance to take the first point. Let's see how they do on the offense here, though, because there were points where they kind of got rolled, and then there was points where they had just absolutely beautiful kiting ability to, you know, use the geometry of the map to take away the aggressive nature of BDE. Atomic, you know, is just swinging with impunity at points. I think that Billowy's got to start matching this, or you know, go to something that can get some kind of CC onto them. I think Burrito, you know, landing these accretions have got to be a little bit more precise. If you brought out your own McCree, I think that would be a big boon, not only for the shield break potential, but also the extra CC. We'll see what they bring out. I mean, they're kind of showing double bubble here in the offense, but I'll think that that's going to be, you know, kind of a debate there. But
yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Celtic Pride coming out for the defense here. Also running both the Southern DPS players in the Cowboy and the Southern Belle. I like it. I think the spam damage from the TNT alone is going to start giving problems to no one. I think they might be a little bit lacking in the support department. We shall see what we shall see, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of utility and not a lot of raw heals for the defense. On the other side, Humanoid bringing out the Reaper. So that could just be the bane of those tanks' existence from BDE's defensive stance. Because they don't have the Moira, they don't have the defense to work through, but they do have MT6 with a 6-shooter. Who's able to find first blood, make that 2 kills.
Oh.
Lands the nice headshot onto Big Burrito. They're able to take down both tanks, as a matter of fact, as MT6 picks up their 3rd final blow of this engagement. 4th!
Yeah, I mean, the instant value being shown with the Peacekeeper right there. So, I mean, here's what you got to do. You've got to match the CC ability. You've got to match that mid-range DPS that's coming out from both any Cookie Cam and MT6. Otherwise, you're just going to be taking pot shots in because you want to close the distance with the Reaper and the Genji. That's the big difference right now is they can't close the distance.
Billy Splash already just taking so much damage. Big Burrito is extremely low as well, swapped over to that Diva. It does not seem to have helped with the amount of damage, raw firepower coming in against the attacking force of no one right now.
Bring out the Celtic Pride, bring out the other Sigma, mirror the tank line, and you're going to have a lot better aggression because you've got Kinetic Grasp, you've got the Accretion Disc, you've got your Experimental Barrier. So much utility in the kit. I mean, yeah, my goodness. I'm not sure what Big Burrito is doing right now. Swapped off. Looked at the race and then went back to the Burrito and it's already been just knuckled in the face by an Accretion.
But that's 4 kills picked up from on canvas. Going to run in and deflect the high noon. Nice timing. Falls back just in the nick of time. Blade at the ready, though, at the result of those 2 kills. Now the Katana is going to come out. Still Crowd throwing in the Flux. The Shatter was invested as well. But the defense of BDE just cannot seem to find the follow-up kills. Rez will come through onto Atomic, and both tanks are still on the battlefield. Lots of sustain still left for Autumn Canvas to try to work through. So they're going to turn onto that Mercy, make sure there's no more healing available. Then the Death Blossom thrown in from Humanoid to clean this thing up.
But it took a lot for them to get that. And I think that, you know, the off-tank battle right now is still being won by Still Crowd. No sense of alliteration there, but it just happened. But I mean, you do have Sound Barrier to kind of move in if you want to go in on tempo and really push into BDE, but you have Bob. Bob is going to be the next contender for this next fight. MT6 going back to the Cowboy, he swapped off to the Tracer to try and contest the last point and try to hold it, but you know, he had already used the Deadeye, so I mean, he was gaining it at a pretty fast clip there. We'll see how they go into this next point though. Valkyrie is available. Nothing much else other than the Bob.
Yeah, it's going to be fairly raw, but we'll have that 7th man. See if Cookie Cam can make good use of the big Omnic Butler. Right now, it's a bit of a standoff. Both teams just kind of poking and prodding from a distance. Cookie Cam on the high ground, landed a nice headshot onto Burrito. But of course, the healing is there as you do have that Moira. I'd also like to point out that Grape has swapped over to a Baptiste, so a lot more raw healing available for the defense right now. Bob thrown in, and Still Crowd able to finish off Pink. Now it looks like no one are kind of split in half, using a Coalescence to, well, reconvene their team, pull everybody together, and Coalescence serving its purpose in more ways than one, as no one is able to push forward, exchange a couple kills, but inch ever closer to the back of point B. They're going to bring out the Nano, at least the Blade, the Dragon Blade, in an attempt to push this thing home. 2 kills, courtesy of the Katana. And now it's just a little bit of cleanup, investing the Sound Barrier late to ensure they can get these final couple of kills.
That was an eat and grab by Big Burrito and taking out Atomic into the push. So, I mean, we're looking at, you know, kind of a double off tank here, and they are starting to fall by the wayside here. No main tank. Kind of weird coming from BDE, but now the point has been taken here. 2:26 on the clock. They might actually... Yeah, a little under 4 minutes. They've got stuff to work with here as well. Autumn Canvas showing up huge on this Genji.
Yeah, starting off strong and already built up 2/3 of the way to another Blade. They just used it to win that last fight. But you do have a fair amount of ultimates. The defense has the tools to hang on here, most notably the Flux into the high noon and the Ant Matrix to break down all these shields. It's going to be a self-destruct coming in over the back, but it manages to find one somehow. Cookie Cam is not in the immortality field. The Shatter is going to lay Still Crowd flat, and this is looking like a monstrous time indeed for no one.
Yeah, it's a monstrous time. I mean, they've got Deadeye available to him. He's going to go ahead and drop that there, so he's done there. That's out of the window. The Dragon Blade's going to come out. He's going to be able to get so much value out of this. That is huge! 3 minutes!
No one will be the only ones with a chance to attack as they go on to go into extra innings, I should say. But I mean, there was a big combo available for Big Duck on the defense, and they weren't able to get it done.
It was just so much pressure, though, Bull Skunk. Like, they really pushed in. They went on tempo with that beat drop and kept Autumn Canvas up during his Dragon Blade, and then the eat of the grab by Big Burrito. That was a huge play right there, because that was a fight winner right there. And then they just pressed into BDE, and now 3 minutes 6 seconds just to take 33% of this first point. They've got to come out with a massive hold here. Otherwise, they're going to tie up our series 1-1.
I mean, honestly, I think it was a bit of a panic grab, if I'm being perfectly frank here, because they were already down 3 members, and I'm not sure that they had the reinforcements there to even get the finishing blows on that. So I think both on the back of point B and on point C, we saw a little bit of a misplay from BDE on their ultimates.
Yep. I mean, I like the Torb pick here, though. The Torb pick here is actually going to really keep Autumn Canvas into check. I mean, once they take the turret down, that's going to be the real decisive move here. But they've got to really be aware of it. Once they come into side, once they see it coming out there, how are they going to take that out?
Well, Autumn Canvas is just going to throw some shurikens in. No fall off on that shuriken damage, so we can just pelt that down in between the shield flashes. Does eventually get it with a little help from Humanoid, who's forced to Wraith form out of there. They're going to stall for a little bit to wait for him to get back, but there's a big charge. Taking Pink out of the fight, removing the speed ability, but it's not going to matter. Billouie's going to push in, take Atomic down, Coalescence out. Humanoid's Hellfire shotguns are just going to make short work of Splice's Torbjorn, and this is going to tie up this series. We are going to head into map 3, 1-1 between these two undefeated teams.
Let me tell you what, Lugunk on this Moira is the unsung hero of no one right now, because the heal, the sustain that was been brought out both in the defense and their attack phase, and then just right there proving and punctuating the point with the Coalescence and the skill orbs. Yeah, absolutely huge. And you love to see it, my friend. This is a tie one.
Almost blocked the play of the game again. Sorry, Fred. Sorry. There we go. There we go. That was quite the comeback. That was a dominant showing on King's Row for no one. And as it stands, we are all tied up. We're turning this into a 1-2. We're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back here for, what is our escort map, I believe, is map number 3.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we'll see you back here on the other side. We are all tied up at the half here in the No One Winner Invitational semifinals matchup between, well, No One and Big Duck Energy. No One putting on a show there on King's Row, coming back with a vengeance to send us into map 3 all tied up, which, as you might have seen during our break, we're headed to Dorado, going down to Mexico under the starry skies.
Yeah, a little bit of a swaps of roles here, a little bit of substitutions, and just kind of reorganizing the team for BDE here. Walter coming back in on the DPS role, sending MT6 Splice down to the support role, and Grape Mafia, the Gangster Grape, going out in favor of MT6 here. And that's looks like about the only changes that we've got going on here. So Dorado, no one decided they're going to take the defensive posture here. And, I don't mind it. Especially with what we just saw on King's Row, we might be able to see a little bit more of the defensive posturing, the ability to stop a cart, and just get enough stall going on that we might be able to see if that was a one map fluke or if this is something that no one is actually kind of good at. So seeing some of the people that we got to know in MTT7 in the chat while we were on break there. Hi, Madly Dankart, owner of that fatty 6-man tire on Numbani. Hello, sir. Nice to see you in the chat. And yeah, I mean, I think that there might be something going on here coming up real soon. I saw it in our internal chat. Bullskunk, do you want to mention what that is?
What's that?
Poll?
Oh, yeah, we'll have some polls coming up here soon.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to do some prediction polls or maybe even an MVP select at the end. So y'all keep your eyes out for who you think is having the biggest impact in this match, because we're going to want your opinion on our player of the match when it's all said and done. I know Autumn put up a heck of a showing in that last match, or map number 2, that is.
Yeah, I mean, they matched the Genji that came out from any cookie cam and really showed them how to play the Genji. I mean, they got a lot more value out of the Genji than what we saw cookie cam come from. But, coming out of the defense here, they're bringing out the Cowboy and the Edgelord. A double shield variant. I like the Celtic Pride, and the sustain is going to be there. Lugug's Moira, like I said, it's kind of the unsung hero of this map so far. Just keeping the tanks up in the most dire of times, and the coalescences have been huge.
We're going to see Cookie Cam pulling out the Bastion, but just eats an accretion right to the front of that Gatling gun immediately. Heals right back up, just not dissuaded whatsoever. Just going to hop right back onto the cart. Continue to drive no one off of this high ground. As BDE are just going to slowly inch their way until the main fight unleashes in the courtyard.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's just really unnecessarily taking some damage here. Billy's going to go ahead and hold down here on the low just to stop the progress of the cart for just a second. They've got to watch Cadams. This takes down the Bastion, but the rest should be available there. They just got to watch and guard it.
Yep, they do manage to get the res off as Humanoid tried to push in and punish, just wasn't quite able to get the Mercy out in time. Soma doing a great job of staying elusive. Wonderful timing on that as well.
Indeed, so Ultimate's coming up online already. Billy's Flash going down in a heap. That's going to be the button to press forward and just start pushing into them. You've got nothing really to sustain. What a punch from Stillcrowd.
Stillcrowd, that was a beautiful pickup on that flank in general, because that's going to keep Cookie Cam in this fight, keep BDE at full strength as they march through the back of the courtyard and make short work of this first point.
Now, they do have some aggression tools here on the defense right now. They've got the Flux available, but I mean, Big Burrito's so low right now. He goes down in the duel with Stillcrowd, so Fluxes are going to be available for those sides. But Pink, Sound Barrier will be available as they capture point A. And right now, they haven't dealt with the Bastion problem.
No, the Shatter just finds absolutely nothing. Coalescence will pick up one. Autumn is going to throw down the Deadeye as well and also grab one. Oh, no. Stillcrowd drops the shield at just the wrong moment. Autumn able to take full advantage and put a stop to this aggression.
Yeah, but I mean, still, you have to deal with Cookie on this darn Bastion. But you do have a couple of tools here that you might be able to use.
Well, Humanoid is able to deal with Cookie once, but not twice, as once again, Soma gets off an incredibly thread-the-needle res. Humanoid is able to take down Walter, no value from that Deadeye, then follows up with a kill onto the second DPS. Sound Barrier thrown in, and the defense of no one planting their flag right here at the entrance of the street space.
Yeah, that was a pretty good sound barrier there coming out of Pink, just keeping the team up through the Gravitic Flux. They traded out Fluxes there, didn't see the value that we got out of Big Burrito, but the experimental barrier right now is doing its job. When Billowy gets a little bit over ambitious with the hammer and shield.
We're gonna get Cookie swapping over to the Genji. Atomic goes over to the Reinhardt to match up on the front line. And Matrix out, that's a big fire strike. Yeah, that's double damage, 200 DPS. As the Death Blossom goes down in the back, but the Immortality Field was there. Walter's able to deal with Humanoid. There was a nice boot from Soma as well. That's the third time I've called Soma's name, and for the positive. You usually don't talk about the supports unless they're dying all the time. Soma keeping Big Duck energy in this fight every step of the way, that time with a clutch boot to knock the Death Blossom out of harm's way.
To go from Mercy to the Lucio in the change of composition that fast, that's exactly what you want to see. This could be huge.
The Shatter is there as well on him canvas, taking him down. Billowy setting him up. Autumn with the follow through. That was a well-timed combo from no one.
And coming up on a couple more ultimates here, we're gonna have Flux again. We're gonna have Sound Barrier again. So Stillcrowd may not be ready for this Sound Barrier to come out with his Flux, but you do have Sky Noon available. Hopefully, if they get it up here in the next couple of seconds, you might be able to win the entire fight, though, with a well-timed Shatter from Atomic Man. Just got to catch the aggression right.
Sitting with their shield recharge, and now we're at the go button. Here comes the Deadeye. And it's just going to buy some space, but that's precious, precious space for Big Duck Energy as they push around the corner. Huge bio nade. Billowy can't get topped off. as the Gravitic Flux comes in from the other side. Sound Barrier used as well. Shatter down from the attacking BDE, was able to pick up 2, but it couldn't whittle through all of the extra shielding. And now the DPS of No One are able to push and find the final blows. That was quite the clapback. Despite losing Billowy early, No One is able to stabilize and thwart this attack.
Oh my gosh, and Big Burrito stealing the final blow there from Humanoid. But you just gained both of your DPS ultimates in that last fight, Bull Skunk. That was absolutely massive. The Bionade that took out Billowy Splash, there was no follow-up after that. I think Big Burrito, big part of that reason why they did not go down the Kinetic Grasp and the Experimental Barrier, doing its damnedest to keep them up. And now, the almost 75 seconds left on the clock, you've got Blade. Probably waiting for MT6's Nano to get built up, my friend.
Yeah, I think you have to. Steel Crowd does have. This is what I'm curious about. Is Steel Crowd going to use this Flux before the Blade is ready, or are they going to try to combine these once again? Okay, Flux is going to come out early to try to open up things, but Humanoid's going to drop the Death Blossom down. That finds both supports and takes Walter out. That means they can't get that Nano up online. This is looking more and more dire for Big Duck Energy.
I just got to say, I mean, Humanoid right there just put the team on his back. Somebody get that man a chiropractor. His back's got to be aching. Now you have Shatter. You've got Coalescence to hold you up. Really, there's not much to defend. You got to hope that maybe Big Burrito lands the accretion disc onto any cookie cam, because Nano Blade's going to be up in about 5 seconds.
But I feel like No One has such a positional advantage despite, I mean, not having a whole lot of ultimates. I mean, there's not going to be much up for the attacking team aside from the Nano Blade. So if the defense can weather that, they can put up a great stop and have a very winnable condition to take the map of Dorado in a 2-1 lead in the series. Going up to the high ground, an interesting split. The counter is theirs, the Earthshatter comes out, and there's immediately 2 kills. Coalescence followed up over the point. And the Nano, it went on to the Sigma! That meant there was nothing there for Cookie Cam, not enough of the damage resistance, and indeed, No One are going to put up an amazing hold in the streets of Dorado.
Yeah, it may have been just a misfire. I mean, because I think Cookie was getting low and just waiting for it, and I don't think that they were able to get out through it. So, I mean, that is overtime done and dusted. Only about, what, a quarter, maybe a third, a half going through the streets phase of Dorado there. Well, that's a hell of a hold.
They managed to push it up to the next corner, but it just kind of rolled back a little bit. So No One are still going to have to get it. Let's see where our box of victory is. We'll find out in 25 seconds where our box of victory is. But I want to take a moment to talk about that composition, because you had half rushdown from Big Duck Energy and then like half dive, to where it seemed a little disjointed. And even in their attack, you know, they came across the high ground just to try to dislodge a little bit, but then half the team dropped and half the team didn't. Left themselves susceptible to the big shatter from Billowy, and it was just downhill from there for the defenses. Yes, you can see the box of victory just under that archway.
Right, so about 2/3 of the way through. I mean, that's not any small feat, especially depending on what comes out from the defense here. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of Farm Mercy. Ryan Zarya, Walter has put up some damn good work on this McCree. I am very impressed with this DPS player so far today. Soma also has been putting on a really good performance in the support department, both in main and flex. But, you know, kind of the difference maker there for this the last defense there was Humanoid Saber on the Reaper, just putting in so much work. Let's see if they can continue this again in their own attack phase.
Oh, a little sneaky here from Atomic Man. Wait for it. There he comes, out of the gate, swinging for the fences, immediately charging down Big Burrito. A big 3-man flashbang stopped Burrito in his tracks, and the hammer there to finish him off. Autumn Canvas picking up the mantle of the Cyber Ninja this time, quickly dealt with from Walter's 6-shooter, and that's a nice start for BDE's defense.
Absolutely is, and look at the ultimate charges that both the Farah and the Reinhardt got out of that. Not to be undone though. Lugga might be able to do something here with the Moira. It's got to depend on how much sustains comes out. Autumn bringing out the Bastion. Oh my word! And the Roadhog.
Yeah, that was once again, we're seeing wonderful adjustments from No One. We saw this in map 1. They didn't need to do it on King's Row, but a beautiful adjustment here at the start of Dorado to help get out of the gate. Any Cookie is going to find a kill, though, and slow down this attack.
Right, but I mean, Pink might be able to get in there and get the res off. Just depends on how frisky they're feeling.
We'll see if they can get it, especially with Autumn creating so much space. No, that res will not come through. And Autumn is going to get taken down as Cookie picks up a second clutch kill of the fight. Now with Barrage ready to go, just looking for a juicy target. He's going to pass through over the top. Doesn't even need it as Walter's able to get the kill onto Billoway. I think that was... Any Cookie Cam was looking to barrage that Orisa, but Walter made short work with the Viper.
Yep, and now we just got to look and see which way they're going to path win. They're going to drop the Barrage. You've got Shatter, and you've got the Coalescence, and I mean, you've got so much on the side of BDE right now. You could win this fight out with 2 ultimates and save the other 2 for another fight.
Yeah, I'm looking for a Graviton Surge Barrage, perhaps, because this corridor is just dangerous, given the ultimates online for the defense. And there's the Barrage. Didn't even wait for the Graviton Surge. Was able to pick up a very important kill in the Bastion. Big Burrito trying to throw down the whole hog to keep Big Duck Energy at bay, but still Crow will not be denied and finds a pair.
Yep, they're going to have to go to something a little bit more feasible here. Even though Humanoid did swap over to the Cowboy in the interim, has Deadeye online. So both DPS ultimates, you've got also the Supercharge available. This could actually be a very explosive fight here.
Oh, a supercharged tank configuration Bastion. This is dangerous. Backed by a Coalescence. And Big Duck Energy are just running for the hills. Soma cannot quite get in the doorway in time and just gets battered with one of those supercharged mortar shells. Bob is out over the point, but I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome all the damage out from Autumn Canvas. Like, Autumn Canvas doesn't even look at the Bastion. Just keeps their sights trained on that doorway, mowing down the opposition.
Yeah, and I mean, that took a little bit longer than maybe what they wanted to, getting through the courtyard and into point A there. I mean, they've got 3.5 minutes to get about 3/4 of the way, 2/3 of the way through the street space. You've got Shatter and Graviton Surge available. Autumn Canvas now swapping over to the Genji. So that's going to bring a whole different set of issues for BDE through this defense in the streets.
Well, and after the Barrage, any Cookie Cam did the same. So we got a pair of Cyber Ninjas on the battlefield. Big Shatter out's going to take Billowy down. And not big that it found the whole team, but it found a very priority target and taking Billowy out of the fight. And now look at this. BDE able to push into the courtyard and touch the spawn door. Gold stars there for half the members of BDE.
Now, it looks like, you know, I mean, the McCree is going to keep any Cookie Cam in at bay. But you've got the blade available. You're not going to have Nano, so it's going to be a dry blade regardless.
Graviton Surge is going to find a pair. The blade is going to go into that Graviton Surge. Not really able to find much, though. Does eventually chop down Humanoid. As the Gravitic Flux now thrown in from the attacking team to try to counter back. Humanoid gets rezzed up. Flux found several members, including both supports. And now it's Big Duck Energy scrambling, but they can't back up too far. They're right on top of that yellow box. You can't afford to give up this space, nor to give up your lives. Now trapped in a corner, Big Burrito just continues to pummel them with Hyperspheres.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got the kinetic grasp available as well. Just not even putting the shield up. That is the biggest part here. Deadeye available. This could be absolutely massive, especially with the kinetic grasp off the line.
Oh, sound barrier up will deny a lot of the value of that Deadeye. As Cookie Cam is able to finish off Humanoid. And with 90 seconds left, this could be just the ticket. That was looking very dire for BDE indeed, but they start off weathering the storm nicely and now might be able to swing this thing back. If they can hold on long enough to get Bob up, this could absolutely be a winnable fight for the defense. They got to survive this Coalescence. The Shatter is going to get blocked, so no value there from Atomic. Walter throws the Bob into the back, but here comes the blade from the other side. Autumn looking to finish this thing out right here and now. Finds 2, then stumbles on a bubbled up. Oh! Manages to get 3 just before dying. Cookie Cam trying to bring this thing back. Not a whole lot of reinforcements for the defense. Not enough to keep them alive. And no one. Send us to map 4 with a 1-map lead as they take their second map in a row and are now on match point.
That was absolutely fight turning there. I thought that any cookie was going to be able to turn that around, but a flashbang and an accretion kept him down. I think that Lugunk's coalescence into the gravitic flux is what really turned it there. I mean, such a wonderful play here from all sides considered. But no one with the wind at their back, they now go to series point up against BDE. This is living up to all the billings that we had going for it.
Absolutely, and once again, it was the defense of no one who was able to really give them the edge, give them a very easy win condition. And I like their reads. They do such a good job of reading their opponents and adjusting accordingly. And I think that's what's given them this slight edge. I mean, that's what's given their defense a little bit of a bolster. And I think it's why they've got the lead right now.
Yeah, I think I still maintain that it is a support difference. Once again, we saw both of the winning pushes come off of a Lugunk coalescence. So right now, if I am BDE, I am absolutely honing in on the Moira player from No One because they're getting so much burst healing. I mean, the sustain that's coming out from them. Pink has been putting up a hell of a performance as well in the Lucio department, really knowing when to pop the sound barrier, when to amp up the heals and speed the team out. He's also speeding them into Atomic Man, and Atomic Man at points seems to be overwhelmed by just the amount of aggression that is coming from No One. So they've got to figure out something on that front as well.
Well, and I think that's where a little bit of the composition that I was referring to earlier comes into play, because the Genji doesn't have that frontline pressure. You can't keep the opponent's tank line from mowing over yours. You're not putting the pressure down from a DPS standpoint to make them think twice about getting aggressive and speeding in like that. It feels like No One's frontline are just unhindered and can go in swinging at whim.
Yep, and it looks like we have a bit of a position swap here again. Splice going back to the DPS. We're seeing Cookie Cam go to the support, and we're going to go to Volskaya.
Well, and this was the lineup they started with. This was the lineup that won Lijiang Tower for them. And I can't help but feel that this swapping around might be doing them more harm than good. I know it's kind of like when you everybody plays flex in your queues. You have a hard time getting used to the play styles of your team. You need time to really meld and really find that synergy. And sometimes it takes a couple maps to warm up. If you're constantly swapping roles, you're going to be swapping styles. You're going to be swapping, your different players' inclinations and their tendencies. And we're seeing No One. They just look to be getting more and more in sync as this match goes on, and they have made 0 subs.
Yeah, I mean, and to put it back into perspective, I mean, this is an offshoot tournament, and they may be trying some stuff out
Fair
here
enough.
as well. But I mean, I think that the position swapping and stuff like that, yeah, you can never get any kind of in-game synergy for that day. I knew that it took me sometimes a map and a half to get really like in tune, like feel the pulse of the match.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I mean, especially coming from the player's standpoint. So yeah, I mean, I can see where it's just we might need to keep our compositions the same. Yeah, I think that right now No One's showing up pretty big right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them.
Me too. I'm looking forward to seeing both of these teams. Like, this is just one absolute heck of a heavyweight matchup. Just two top performers in the Tier 2 scene across all 4 of the divisions. So, I mean, it certainly has not disappointed. And, I mean, a lot of individual skill from both sides, I mean, all the players we've been talking about. Pink versus Soma. I mean, you've had, Humanoid and Autumn versus whatever DPS BDE are throwing at them. But Walter absolutely showing up on the McCree. Very impressed with their McCree play. So this has been a wonderful display of T2.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see this BDE team because he didn't play for them in their last series. So we didn't have the subs going on in the series that was in CGL as well. There were no subs from BDE. Except for I think the last map. I think
there was one roll
Rome
swap.
Came in.
Yeah, I think there was one roll swap that we saw. But yeah, for the most part, they stuck with the same roster in that 5 mapper. Yeah. Now, I mean, and that's the other thing, right? Last time we saw this team, they took it to map 5. Can they do that here again as they're staring down the barrel of match point? No one looking to close this thing out on Volskaya.
Yeah, but I mean, no side swaps here as well. So once again, they are putting the onus onto BDE to put up a decent time. And right now, this might be a little bit of a reverse aggro going on. They're like, yeah, we're not worried about what you're bringing to us. Our defense is going to hold. And I mean, that's kind of a backwards little bit of psychology, Bull Skunk, because I mean, what they're bringing out right now, they're bringing out a Mercy BAP support line. So immortality barrier is obviously going to be huge there. The res is going to be huge. Autumn Canvas bringing out this this Junkrat again, and you're going to have the range of humanoid. So this could be a very difficult push, but I mean, Walter has shown time and time again today that the Deadeye, the Peacekeeper, is really in the back pocket. Is that a monkey?
That is a monkey. It's double bubble, as a matter of fact. They teased us with this last map. They're actually pulling it out on Volskaya, Billy.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think the aggression to the high ground, you're just going to have to watch Atomic's back, but I mean, that's what you got MT6 for, playing the Echo now.
Oh, man, that was a huge dynamite. I mean, it's just going to feed a little bit of the ult charge of the supports as everybody from BDE are able to just kind of back up and escape that. The timing on the bubble usage as well as the timing on this dive has to be spot on to get through all of the spam damage. Splice moving in. It's going to go ahead and push up top. Rotation coming through from the defense.
Yeah, they've kind of got a Saber kind of sectioned off here. Big anti coming in from Anti-Cookie Cam, though.
Oh, and Burrito just got sent into oblivion. Billy tried to drop down, but it just wasn't in time. Immortality Field even thrown at it. Not enough. And Big Doc Energy have won first point in first fight on Volskaya to start off the 4th map.
Boy, what a patient rotation, though, Bullskunk. They just waited on the offside there and allowed for the rotation of no one to go around to the far side. And they just took point. They just took point, and there was no general mass move to get down on the point and contest. And I mean, any Cookie landed a massive anti-nade. That was all she wrote. 5.5 minutes.
They're gonna try to move up to the top. Autumn Canvas's Junkrat does have Tire ready to go, but at the same time is just feeding the ant charge of Still Crowd, who's still at 30 after having to make that long walk back. That Tire's gonna come out right over the top. On the other side, Billowy got antied and was low, and Atomic's going to throw down the Primal Rage, try to make something happen, but it's just taken so much damage between the Hyperspheres and the Junkrat bombs. Atomic not really quite able to get anything done, and now at 32 health is just forced to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, I think the spam might have. I thought the spam was going to catch him out there from Autumn. Billowy, though, taking an anti again. You've got to play behind your shield, young man. I know I've told everybody in Tier 1 and Tier 2. Why do you go out in front of your shield if it's up there? Come on.
Still Crowd, like I was saying, just massive energy, and I think it's going to continue to build. They're going to continue to find value the longer these fights go on. So I'm looking for BDE to push in and just slowly gain space and do that patient rotation that served them so well on point A. And then right when the time is ripe, when those ults come online, they should be able to strike. But they're running into quite a few ults on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw an anti-nade into this Graviton Surge with that big of energy, it's going to be huge.
Supercharger out, and the Nano did go on to Still Crowd. Bob thrown onto the field. Humanoid does die in the process, but Bob right there to pick up the slack. Res available. And that is a quick team fight win for the defense.
You didn't really invest much into it. I mean, you did invest the Nano.
Yeah, but that's it.
That's it. But I mean, Deadeye's going to be available. So where is Walter? Where in the world is Walter? That is the first question. Flux is available. You've got the window and the amplification matrix available from Lugunk as well. But you've got Duplicate, you've got Grab, you've got Rally to really beef you up to go in.
And indeed, they are going to start with the Rally, but here comes the Amp Matrix on the other side. That's 2 kills with a single mine. A double damage mine from Autumn Canvas. And the attacking team of Big Duck Energyers lying in tatters.
Oh, man. And they invested the Rally into that as well, so that is off the board. That's a huge fight win for no one, but you still have both DTP ups ultimates. You still have the Graviton Surge. And like I said before, with it, anti-nade thrown into the mix, there is nothing that's going to be able to save you. Even with the Amplification Matrix or with the Immortality Barrier, that's going to have to be huge for them.
Ooh. Immediately taken out, but Atomic does respond with a Fire Strike onto the tire. Humanoid finds their second kill of the fight. In fact, on both DPS, taking out the hands of Humanoid's Ash. And now Big Duck Energy are just running out of steam. You need to get out. You need to retreat. You cannot feed them more ult charge.
I mean, we're going to have Bob now, based upon them not kiting away and just disengaging on him in their backline.
Oh, that was a huge kill because Still Crowd was glowing.
I think they've made Still Crowd one of their points of contention is that they've got to make sure that this Zarya, if they start glowing so much, you've got to get them out. And Walter had now being swapped off to the Hanzo. Less than 2 minutes, my friend. So let's see if he can build up a Dragon Strike in that time.
Now, does this hamstring you from using the grab? Is Still Crowd going to choose to invest this Graviton Surge early in this fight? Could be fight winning. It's going to be the Gravitic Flux to start things off from the defense. Splice is able to pick up one, but the Bob is able to pick up one as well. 5v5 on the point as Apophis is going to get the res. Big Burrito's going to win that duel against the Echo. And this defense looking indomitable right now, Billy.
Less than 90 seconds now, my friend, and only halfway to the Dragon Strike.
Now, the good news for the attacking Big Duck Energy is they managed to get a couple of ults out of that one. They're still going to have to contend with the double damage DPS of that Amplification Matrix and a Supercharger.
It's going to be a question here. And are they going to be able to get off this Graviton Surge with any kind of value? Because, I mean, the charge is huge, but nothing to pair with it, really.
Oh, you've got to wait for this dragon. At this point, you need to hold on to it. All right, the Graviton Surge comes out. They do not wait for the dragons. They're just going to rely on Atomic to go in and swing through it. And Cleave manages to pick up two. So, indeed, I would say it worked. The Nano Boost thrown in very wisely and perfectly timed from any Cookie Cam. Right onto Atomic Man. And, well, that extra damage from the Reinhardt. Oh! Poor Big Burrito got slept, got antied, got solo shattered. And that's a 23-second time bank. But it could have been a lot worse. Big Duck Energy took first point on the very first fight, and no one was able to hang on all the way down to 23 seconds.
That is a 5-minute hold, Bullskunk. We started this map on this point B at 5:23, and they ended up with 23 seconds. So 5-minute hold, not too shabby. And now, I mean, you've got to capture this entire 2 points here if you are no one to extend this map and extend, the competition here. What you got to look for from Atomic Man and company here is how are they going to stop the aggression? How are they going to stop what's coming in from no one? And with any kind of modicum of a decent time bank, because if no one does what they've done the past couple of maps, they're just going to steamroll point A, and then point B is they're going to have some tools in their hand to be able and try and aggress it faster. So Hanzo, Sombra on the defense, Celtic Pride in the tank line, and a little bit of extra speed in Soma, probably looking for the sound barrier against a tank ultimate. And then any Cookie Cam is bringing out the Baptiste for the first time today.
I'm skeptical, Billy. I'm skeptical about this defensive
Same.
composition. This looks a little disjointed. I don't feel like these 6 heroes all have the same objective. They don't all have the same range that they want to fight at. We'll see if it'll work against the Brawly comp coming out from no one.
He's not wasting any time, by the way. He's just going to start throwing fire strikes, swinging the hammer.
Oh, look at that bubble. Oh, man. That's nice. A lot of space already bought. And now you can see the defensive BDE reeling. Walter is able to put a little stop to that with some well-timed, well-placed Storm Arrows. Make that a pair of kills. Looking for the third. The Moira is able to fade out of there, but that just means Walter's going to turn their attention onto the Lucio. Takes them down with another flurry of arrows. And a good start for BDE's defense once again. The B defense.
I mean, the B defense, yes. I mean, really, nothing online for the attackers other than a Coalesce is coming up soon. You've got a whole bevy of them coming up from BDE. Now, how are they going to stack them? That is the real question. I think you let loose with the Dragon Strike just to see what you can get out of it and then wait for the others.
Kimmy Coalescence to start things off, and Billowy goes in. Dragon's coming out. I don't know that he got him off. I think he got interrupted as Autumn is able to find that kill, and I did not hear the roar of the Dragons over the point. Now Billowy with the Shatter finds 3 with that. The counter Shatter gets nothing. Blocked by the Sigma Shield, or by a Zarya Bubble, I mean. And Billowy is just dominating in the main tank wall right now. Does eventually go down, but your work is done, Billowy. Take a bow, first point, going over to no one.
Yeah, but it's just cleanup at this point. They just got to get the Baptiste of any cookie cam out. Really not doing anything other than wasting cooldowns here as well, because, you know, you're not going to have them immediately when you come out of spawn. And that is going to be 5:09 as they push into point B. Whoa!
Nice shot.
Hi, Walter! That is beautiful stuff, but 4 ultimates ready for the defense here. That's going to be something really dangerous to walk into, unless you go down like that.
Yeah, it's a good start, as Burrito has the Graviton Surge ready to go. 80 charge, both support ults to back him up. Now, we're looking for the EMP from the other side. Can Pink avoid this EMP? If so, it might be just the ticket to pick up a very lightning quick point B. Slides right in the middle. Finds 5, but does not find Pink. Beautiful positioning from the Lucio, and MT6 goes down. Now the rest of no one are going to push in. They do run right into a Dragon Strike. They're going to drop Graviton Surge of their own. Autumn is going to throw down the Deadeye, and that is it. Laid flat by the Earth Shatter of Billowy. Deadeye picks up 2, and this is going to be a multi-minute point B. Have a seat, Autumn.
I mean, that's 4 minutes. Oh, no, not done yet.
A little bit of hubris. Will it come back to bite him? Big Burrito's able to pick up a couple kills. Death Blossom, third of a point, gets interrupted by the Earth Shatter. And Atomic finds 2. Oh, no. Just the hubris cost no one on this attack. Well, the Tracer is going to go down, but the Lucio makes it back into the fight. Soma nowhere near a sound barrier, so just has to stall for as long as possible. Same for the ball. And eventually, the point gets picked up. Autumn, now you can take a seat.
Yeah, that was a bit of moxie there. He could have stood up and had the flashbang and just denied it altogether. But still, 4 minutes 9 seconds versus 1 minute. I mean, it's what they've done all day. As I called it earlier, the control map is the outlier of all these maps. And when you get down to the team fight tactics of these two teams, right now, no one is showing that they are supreme. They've just got to defend for 60 seconds and try to deny a singular tick coming through, and they're going to have their run of the litter here, going into their own attack phase.
Well, I mean, let's not forget, Big Duck Energy were able to pick up their first point on their very first attack using the double bubble composition. If they can do the same thing here, I mean, you might be able to close the deficit of this time bank just by getting some extra points on the board. So this opening attack is going to be crucial for Big Duck Energy.
I think the real point to look at here is, what is Walter going to pull out? Because Walter right now has been the DPS carry all day for BDE. So what is he going to bring out here that's going to be able to cross the gap here, especially when you're running into a Reaper Junkrat defense and the Celtic Pride? This is going to be a bit of a hard ask for them, but we'll see. We'll see if Splice can get any meaningful hacks out here, or if Walter can teleport behind and kind of start busting down the supports.
I like this composition a bit better from Big Duck Energy. It looks a little bit more everybody in line with each other as far as their objectives and their ideal range. And you've got Soma to speed everybody in, but look at the health bars. Oh my goodness, Big Duck Energy all looking very wounded. And Autumn Canvas is able to find one. Billowy finds a pair. And that first fight, handily going to no one as they stagger out any cookie.
I mean, there's lots of staggers going on right now, my friend. They've got to watch for a Splice back cap. I think that's the only thing that's going to get them any kind of head turnaround. I mean, 10 seconds going on the clock. Now they have nothing coming into this. Billowy Splash might be able to get a a shatter in this next couple seconds here.
Splice is going to jump down and get the touch and then transports out. Atomic, with a big charge onto the point, sacrifices himself in a trade for the Lucio. Coalescence now out from the defense, but it's not going to keep Humanoid alive, but both Reapers are now gone. 4v4 left on the point, and Splice goes down, detrimental. That is going to do it. Celebratory ults on the objective, as no one full hold in extra innings.
That was absolutely filthy coming from all of them. I thought that the pin on the Lucio might be able to swap it around just a little bit for them without that extra bit of AoE healing. But Lugunk, once again, had the coalescence to answer to keep the tanks up. And they just started swinging with impunity, and that they just cleaned off the point so quickly. Now, your win condition's set. You just have to get a tick, and you win our series here tonight. Let's see what BDE are going to bring out on the defense. I'm very interested to see what we got here, because I don't think that Reaper Sombra with what they were running was necessarily in line with what they needed. It was closer.
It was closer.
I would have either brought out the Mercy Zen, for the Discord and the singular spot healing when somebody really starts to go low.
Yeah, but you need the speed for that rushdown.
You need
comp.
the speed. You do.
Yeah.
You do. I just
maybe a May.
It's just
maybe go on Reaper
maybe
May to help divide the a little divide and conquer on the defense. Not quite sure what the answer was, but what they used did not work. And I mean, once again, we saw beautiful adaptation from the defense of No One, bringing out the brawl comp this time. They didn't try to run double shield on this defense like they did in their first defense of Volskaya. And that brawl, man, they look so strong on it. Speaking of, we're getting double shield from the defense of Big Duck Energy, and right back to brawl go No One.
Yeah, and I mean, Billy right now, just probably feeling his oats. Big Burrito showed huge on the Zarya last map, but I mean, shield's gone for Billy.
Oh, look at this pincer move. You got the front line brawlers pushing in close, while the Zarya and Autumn Canvas move around on the far left-hand side. Billowy is going to go ahead and try to push in, but eats a lot of damage. Is now finding himself in a weird spot. Is going to go down. Now Zarya has become the focus of attention. Walter does fall as Autumn Canvas will pick up one, but both DPS is just a smidge of health. And, ooh.
Burrito charged to the heavens.
And manages to find another Burrito. Are you going to bring this thing back? Autumn picks up one as well. You got to be kidding me. Burrito finds their third kill. I don't believe it. Stealing that one from the clutches of a fight loss. No One close out the series 3-1. They will move on to the grand finals here in the tournament of their namesake.
I mean, good grief. Big Burrito was the MVP of that map for sure, both on defense and on the attack there in the overtime. Just absolutely glowing like a tree. And that is what you love to see. It was pretty much done and dusted, my friend, with a 4-minute or 3-minute advantage in the overtime. And there we go. The two that I've been bringing up most this map are absolutely getting their own cards there in Burrito and Lugunk. So I say it again. It's been a support difference all day long. Lugunk has kept the team up so well. I read in there that I thought that Pink was a fill for No One. But regardless, still doing a wonderful job in the flex support role themselves.
I mean, yeah, Pink was outstanding. Honestly, I was really impressed with both support lines that we had available here today. I mean, tip of the hat to both teams. And they're not done. With Big Duck Energy will compete in our third place matchup. And then we will have No One going up against not Illusion, Dynasty Knights for the grand finals. And then Illusion X will take on Big Duck Energy for our third place matchup. Both of those coming up here shortly. We'll take a little bit of time to get all that figured out. I'm honestly not even sure. I think we're casting the finals, but I don't know. I'm open to cast whatever.
I have
no idea. As long as we get to cast more Overwatch, I'm happy, Billy. That was an awesome matchup. I do believe we'll have an MVP poll coming up at you. I mean, we're on a bit of a delay, so I'm hoping that comes through 2 minutes from now.
Yes.
I think Munching's working on that.
Yes.
Yeah, very good, very good. Who's your pick? Who would be your pick for player of the match, Billy?
Lugunk.
Lugunk? Right on.
Yep. No
Uh,
hesitation.
yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a tough call. Yeah, you know me. I like to lean towards those main tanks. You know,
Hmm.
it's such a difficult role, especially in the meta that we find ourselves in with reduced healing and reduced shielding. It makes a main tank's job that much more difficult. And Billowy, excuse me, Billowy was able to rise to the challenge and just seemed to get better with every map. So I think Billowy would have my vote. Obviously, both DPS were quite flashy and lighten up the feed all night long in Autumn Canvas and Humanoid Saber. So, I mean, there's no wrong answer, friends. There's no wrong answer.
Not this time. Not this time at all. I think the Big Burrito getting to go to the tank role and Pink coming in as a filler. I think that was really pivotal to them as well because Big Burrito played in the support role on the control map, and I know that support is their normal position, but I mean Pink came in and did a wonderful job. I think they were missing their off tank today. I do believe.
Well, you wouldn't have known it because
No.
it's after the first map. I mean, like they got it together. And I mean, a lot of individual talent on Big Duck Energy, no doubt, no doubt. But they didn't quite seem to have the cohesion that no one was bringing to the table. And I think a little bit of misplay with their ultimates, just in some clutch moments. I mean, nothing
Mhm.
too, nothing too dire, nothing too egregious, but just tiny mistakes with those ultimates can swing the whole rest
Mhm.
of a map. Because
Right.
it just snowballs things into such a negative way. No one was able to capitalize on those mistakes and walk away with the victory.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a beautiful day, though. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how no one does in the finals. We'll see how BDE cleans up those. I mean, the mistakes were very minor. It was just a positioning thing here or there. It was, Autumn getting super aggro on Volskaya and being in your backline and taking down two with one, with a couple of grenades.
Yeah.
It's just the placement of Pink or Lugunk's amp matrix and sending it one concussion mine through it and picking up two. It was just little things here and there. I mean, other than that, I think both these teams are going to have a beautiful run in the rest of the CGL season. As for this tournament, this invitational, I mean, no one, man, they're looking absolutely strong right now.
Okay, so we're gonna have Illusion versus Big Duck Energy on Joker's Ransom channel. Joker Ransom's channel. English. Good thing I'm not trying to use words to
Joker's
make.
ransom.
Good thing I'm not trying to use words to make a living, Billy.
Joel.
Otherwise this could be awkward. And we will have the finals right here on this channel between Dynasty Knights and No One. Let's see. Looking at our MVP, Autumn Canvas, chosen as your MVP of the match. Tip of the hat to Autumn Canvas. Certainly putting up some good work in that DPS role all night long on a plethora of different heroes. So, again, no
Yeah.
wrong answer. No wrong answer there. I couldn't blame you for any of the 6 players from No One. But we're going to take a short break, get set up for our finals match. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're going to return with more of the No One Winter Invitational.